The store smelled faintly of cinnamon and polished wood, a strange mix that lingered in the air as I wandered through the aisles. My eyes scanned shelf after shelf, looking for something perfect. Today was my daughter's 12th birthday, and I wanted her gift to shine in her memory, a reminder that no matter how busy or tired I was, her father would always put her first. After 15 minutes of indecision, I finally settled on a small silver locket. It was delicate, carved with roses on the front, and when opened, it had room for 2 tiny pictures. One for her mother, one for me, a symbol, I thought, of family, of love, of permanence. I smiled, thinking how her eyes would brighten the moment she unwrapped it. With the locket in hand, I walked up to the counter. The cashier, a young woman with tired eyes, gave me a polite nod as I placed the box down. She began scanning it, her fingers trembling slightly, though I thought little of it at first. Maybe she was just nervous, maybe she was new. But when she handed me the receipt, her hand lingered far too long on mine. Her eyes darted around the store, as if making sure no one was watching, and then she leaned forward. "Don't go to the party," she whispered, her voice shaky, urgent. I froze. What? Her grip tightened on my wrist. "Please don't go. Something bad will happen. I can't explain, but trust me. You shouldn't be there." For a moment, I couldn't even process her words. My heart thudded in confusion. Who was this woman? Why was she warning me about my own daughter's birthday party? "What are you talking about?" I asked in a low voice. "Do you know my family?" She quickly released my arm, her face pale. "Just be careful. Some celebrations aren't what they seem." And then she straightened her back, forced a professional smile, and said in a rehearsed tone, "That will be $49.99, sir. Would you like it gift wrapped?" Her sudden shift was jarring. The urgency in her eyes was gone, replaced by a mask of routine courtesy. It was as though nothing had happened. I paid, collected the box, and left. But her words followed me like a shadow. "Don't go to the party." Driving home, I tried to reason with myself. Maybe she was mentally unwell. Maybe she mistook me for someone else. Or maybe, just maybe, she knew something I didn't. Still, the thought of skipping my daughter's birthday was unthinkable. Whatever that strange cashier meant, I told myself it couldn't possibly be true. I pushed the unease down, buried it under the excitement of seeing my daughter's smile when she opened her gift. Yet deep inside, a seed of dread had been planted, and as the evening approached, I felt it growing, whispering in the back of my mind, what if she was right? By the time I pulled into the driveway that evening, the house was glowing with warm light. Balloons in shades of pink and white floated at the porch railing, and the sound of music spilled through the open windows. From the outside, it looked like a picture. Perfect celebration. Laughter, joy, family. Exactly what my daughter deserved. I carried the small, neatly wrapped box in my hand as I stepped inside. The familiar scent of chocolate frosting and roasted food hit me instantly. My wife, Hannah, was in the kitchen, moving swiftly from the oven to the counter. Her lips stretched into a hostess's smile. She glanced at me but didn't say much, just a quick nod, as if acknowledging a stranger instead of her husband. "Daddy," a voice cut through the noise, and I turned to see my daughter, Emily, rushing toward me. My heart softened. She looked beautiful in her birthday dress, lavender, with tiny pearls stitched into the neckline. For a moment, all my unease vanished. I knelt, hugged her tightly, and whispered, "Happy birthday, Princess." Her smile was bright but brief. She glanced over her shoulder nervously, as though someone was watching. Then she leaned closer and whispered, "I'm glad you came, Daddy." It was such a small sentence, but the way she said it, soft, almost secretive, sent a chill crawling up my spine. Why wouldn't I come? As the evening went on, I tried to brush it off. Guests mingled, glasses clinked, and laughter filled the air. On the surface, it was just another birthday party, but the more I observed, the more unsettled I felt. Conversations seemed to hush when I entered a room. A few relatives avoided eye contact altogether. My brother-in-law clapped me on the shoulder, but didn't meet my eyes. Even my wife was oddly distant, never once sharing a genuine smile with me. Something was off. I made my way to the dining area where the cakes sat waiting. The frosting was beautifully done with "Happy Birthday, Emily" written in pink letters, but when I leaned closer, I noticed another detail. Around the edges of the cake, written faintly in chocolate, were the initials H and M. My stomach twisted. Hannah and Mark. Mark was my best friend, or at least, that's what I believed. He was there tonight, laughing with my cousins, filling the room with his booming voice. I felt my grip on the gift tighten. The cashier's words came flooding back. "Don't go to the party." I tried to steady myself. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe I was overthinking. But as the night stretched on, I caught fleeting moments that made my heart pound harder. My wife and Mark whispering in the hallway, their laughter cutting short when I approached. Emily watching them with a look of confusion and hurt, though she said nothing. The way guests seemed to step around me as though I wasn't truly part of the celebration. At one point I stepped outside for air. The cool night breeze brushed against my face, but my thoughts swirled in chaos. Something wasn't right. My family, my friends, they were hiding something, and the terrifying part was, I was starting to believe the cashier had known. The party was no longer a celebration. It was a stage. And I was the fool standing under the spotlight, unaware of the script being played around me. The laughter and chatter inside the house grew louder as I re-entered. I forced a smile as relatives brushed past me, balancing plates of food and glasses of wine. But my mind was spinning, every detail now sharper, more suspicious than before. Emily sat quietly on the couch, her party hat tilted, fiddling with the hem of her dress. She should have been glowing with joy, but instead she looked distracted, her little face clouded. My heart ached. I wanted nothing more than to sit beside her, hand her the gift, and tell her how much I loved her. But something inside me told me to wait. Something told me the night wasn't done revealing itself. I drifted down the hallway toward the study, a place I often escaped to during family gatherings. The door was slightly ajar, and as I approached, voices carried through the crack. I stopped dead in my tracks. He actually came, Hannah's voice hissed low but sharp. Of course he did. He's too blind to notice anything, another voice replied. Mark's, my chest tightened. I leaned closer, careful not to make a sound. Hannah gave a dry laugh. I thought he'd make some excuse like last year. Honestly, the cashier almost ruined it. She told me she might slip up. Relax, Mark said smoothly. He suspects nothing. Tonight's about Emily, but soon it'll be about us. Once everything's in motion, he'll be out of the picture for good. My blood ran cold. Out of the picture, Hannah sighed. I just want it to be over already. He clings to Emily like he's the perfect father, but he doesn't see she needs stability, our stability. He's holding us back. There was a pause, then the sound of lips meeting. My fists clenched so tight I could feel my nails digging into my palms. My wife, my best friend, the people I trusted most, and my daughter, caught in the middle of it all. I staggered back from the door, bile rising in my throat. My mind screamed to storm in, to drag them out and expose them in front of everyone. But another part of me, colder and sharper, whispered, "Not yet, wait, let them bury themselves deeper." When I finally returned to the living room, the cake was being carried out. Everyone gathered around the table, cheering as Emily blew out the candles. I clapped and smiled with the rest, but inside I was shattering. The silver locket in my pocket felt heavy now, not like a gift of love, but like a chain dragging me into the truth. After the cake, Hannah took the microphone to thank everyone for coming,